Hey guys, thank you guys for the time. It is such a privilege being able to work with you guys today in this press interview, especially with you guys having this coming out on HBO soon. I only have about 4 questions for you guys, but hopefully they're quick to answer and I don't take too much of you guys' time.
Not a problem. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. So as you guys were filming, did you guys yourselves learn more about the sport than you did coming into the show?
Yes, a ton. And both of us, like anybody basically who grew up in America, you have some general knowledge of bowling. We've all at least been to a birthday party or something when we were in junior high where it was at a bowling alley. But even for whatever we knew, there's so much detail to it. It is unbelievable. I mean, the idea of oil patterns, which is in the first episode, we had to lay that out because if you don't understand that, you don't understand how difficult it is. Then you have to go into scoring and what goes into ball selection and shoe selection and all these different things. So we were definitely surprised by the amount of it, but it was great because from our perspective, we thought, all right, we need to make this easily digestible for anybody to watch and understand and not have to be a pro bowler to get it. And that really helped our discipline to make sure that anybody could watch it and really buy into everything that's going on.
Yeah, I want to credit you guys because I learned a lot myself, and you guys kind of used a gritty style that kind of mimics a bowling alley and kind of some of the animations. You know how you see the animations on the screen at a bowling alley, and I was able to learn a lot that way. Was that style intentional, taking us back to Egypt and telling us about all of these things that you walked us through?
I think the our tone and style for this was to come in with a sense that people, when they think of a TV show or a movie about bowling, they're going to associate like comedy or they're going to associate something really funny. And when making something like this, it wasn't just about like making fun of or that it's just a comedy. There's a lot of humor to this story, but there's a tremendous amount of heart. And we wanted to embrace that not only in the style and tone of the voiceover, having Liam Schreiber like do the voice, like he is the voice
Yeah.
of God, like that guy is just he is the penultimate. I mean, he's up there with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, when I first heard him, I stopped it. I said, "Hold on, this is for real." Yeah, I was like,
And that's what we want. Like we really want people to see like this is so cool. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, it means a lot to all these guys. And like whether it's our graphic, whether it's our music, whether it's the stop down moments for humor that bring a levity and a light to this, but also that dramatic weight that happens when somebody loses and they've been trying so hard. Like we just wanted to make something that was purely entertaining, that was very, very relatable, and that made you want to go bowling or go to the bowling center up the street from your house the next time there's a bowling event nearby.
yeah, because that's definitely what it made me do. I was like, man, did you guys know this? It's like such a conversation piece for like our culture because we all have that common base, like you said, with bowling. So moving on, one of the characters or bowlers, I guess you would say, but in film you could say characters, is Simo. And I used to live in Mesquite. I grew up and graduated from a Mesquite high school. And so a Texans can kind of relate to his vulgarness, I guess you can say, and his Texan style. And so I kind of gravitated to him, and I was like, kind of like, and I think that most people will gravitate to him. How was it working with him?
The crazy thing about Anthony Simonson, Simo, is he's kind of a dichotomy. When you talk to him and he's off the lanes, he's very chill, very, very nice. He's got the Texas charm to him. He's very respectful. But when he's on the lanes, he has an intensity. He wants to win. And that is the beauty of pro bowling, is that, I'm a big fan of the NBA. And an 82 game regular season, I'll watch games all the time and think, they're kind of phoning it in. They're just
Yeah.
going through the motions. They're trying to get to the playoffs. They're trying to figure things out. Pro bowling, there is no version of that. Every
Wow.
single tournament matters. they only get paid if they do well. So every single roll of the ball is that you got money in your mind and you have to provide for yourself and your family based off of that. And so that intensity is going to come out. And with him, his intensity version of that is a lot of swear words. And you'll see also in the series, a lot of these guys just beat themselves up. They're like having full conversations with themselves because they know every single role means so much.
Yeah, and to speak to that, and kind of add in another flavor, Cam. So Cam being one of the only black bowlers that we see on screen, and we know that there are other ones that exist, but he's our focus here. And the fact that he has 0 PBA titles, and we got to see him do that where he has his dad usually there, but he was his dad, and he's having that moment with himself, kind of like, that realization of how like the stakes are there. You guys introduce him very early, and so we get to see them develop over the season. With him being one of the only people of color that we see, how important is that, and why did you guys add him in, even though he hasn't won anything? What was behind that?
Well, the main thing for us was to highlight the fact that there are these, let's see some of the top bowlers, but let's also show you what it's like to be a rookie in a PBA season. And there are a lot of rookies and incredible bowlers that we thought to feature, but like Cam is a superstar. I mean, his personality, it's so contagious. And
Seriously.
how could you not want to see that guy succeed? And we always felt like from the get-go that if people could see that, like, yes, we understand, like he's one of few, right?
Yes.
But it doesn't mean that, like, what was important to him also was to highlight the fact that he wanted to. And if I don't know how many episodes you got a chance to see, if you saw them all, but like by the fifth episode, he talks
Yeah, but
about
LeBron. Yeah.
Yeah.
tactics,
Yes.
young kids, just like
That was hard. That was hard. Yeah.
yeah, you got to really realize that, like, no matter where you come from, right? No matter what your background is, no matter what level you are starting in any sport, there's a degree of dedication, support, and for someone like Cam, being one of the few black bowlers out there to say like, hey, represent, and wanting to really put himself out there and encourage other young kids to follow in his footsteps, to go after that
Yeah.
scholarship money. Like, that's a really powerful thing. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think you guys did a masterful job with this series. I think that it's going to speak to so many people across so many different spectrums across the sports world. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some big names react to this. So I thank you guys for your time. I know that we're running low, but it was a pleasure speaking with you.
it's a real pleasure. Thank
Yeah,
you.
pleasure. Thanks so much.